What is going on, everybody? What's going on? It is me, RDV, and I'm back here with Eric Breen to talk about some cool comic books that came out this week. Obviously, you can tell by the thumbnail, I'm really excited about a specific title. And I figured, well, what's a better way than changes up a little bit, you know? And I'll talk about my favorite pick of the week. And then we'll just work our way down the list to kind of more like the from favorite to least favorite. Not saying that they're bad, but they're still... I do recommend them. Check them out. That they're safe for you guys to check out. All right. With that being said, I'm just gonna make myself bigger. Boop. All right, Eric.
Help me!
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
The void.
You're annoyed in the void.
Yeah, I like
that. Although the void, though, isn't that what they call the? Oh, it's the Noid. All right, I have 10 books this week. I ended up getting 2 covers for my first title here because, well, I wanted to get one to support my local shop. He finally got his Marvel book coming in now. They got approved through Penguin, and now they're going through some other book that's supposed to have a bunch of them. Or company, publisher. So Universal, I think it is, or Alliance, or something like that. It's like, yeah. Anyway, so I'm excited about that because I'll be returning back to my 20% discount at my shop because right now I've been paying full price at the other shop. And it's kind of like not really having fun with that. But getting on to my number 10 this week, first show you the B cover right here. Well, it's not my number 10, it's my number 1 pick of the week, actually. Ultimate Spider-Man number 23. This is cover B, and I'm having fun with this book. So this is the one I got from my shop to support it. All right, and then here is the main cover right here, which is awesome. This is the Marco Checchetto cover, and Checchetto has just been fun here. We also have 2 artists. We have Checchetto, and we also have Messina. And of course, as always, when you get these books, the interior page is the full cover page without the. So I always love that. So honestly, if you're wondering what's going to happen in this book and you can't tell by the cover, well, that's exactly what happens in the cover. We have well, Mary Jane and her husband find out that talking to Otto and that their son went to go to Fisk Towers, pretty much, to go sell the device. And they're kind of pissed. And he's like, well, what am I do? He's a teenager, and like he has certain abilities and stuff. And he's like, and she's like, when did you stop him? He's like, Otto's like, some parents are very overly protective of who is and who's not allowed to parent their child. So it really wasn't my place, was it? And I love how Mary Jane's like ready to hit him. So of course Peter says, like, don't worry, I'll go after him. I'll make sure he's safe. And he said, and he's like, because Mary Jane's like, no, I'm gonna come on. He's like, no, you gotta stay here because and Otto can't come with me because Uncle Ben and of course Jameson are gonna do a broadcast exposing the Fisk and everyone who's basically exposing the Maker's plans and all stuff. So they gotta stay behind and work with that. Meanwhile, we're cut over to Richard, who met up with Felicia, and they go through a event here. And of course, he ends up taking his mask off because he's trying to flirt with her. And she's like, "Idiot! There's cameras here." Oh, so puts his cameras on, and they go through, and she's like, "Is this gonna be a problem for you as far as the laser stuff?" And he's like, "No, I got this." So these two are kind of having like a little date night kind of thing. Kind of relaxed, but we go back to the Mole Man shows up, and they're like, "Oh, what's wrong?" He's like, "Well, either we're gonna miraculously fail or we're gonna do good. Either way, I'm just gonna sit here and gonna enjoy my bottle of like really old bourbon or whiskey, whatever." And Otto explains that we get 3 30-second bursts. As far as any more than that, they'll find a location because right now they're hidden in a bunker deep underground in the subterranean. And basically the Mole Man has been helping them out. So as Peter's swinging over the city here, I love this shot right here. Then down to Times Square and stuff. They're broadcasting all the basically the truth about Fisk. Everybody's getting on their phones, alerts. Fisk is kind of upset. He's like, kind of pissed about this. Mr. Negative now shows up. Having the past 2 issues, you found out, Mr. Negative killed all the Mysterios. We had 5 people are playing Mysterios. One was including Harry's wife. In order to survive, they merged himself into one ghoulish nightmare being, merged, and he comes in and reveals he's like, if you're wondering where Wesley is, it's because Leslie's dead. He's like, and Fisk is like, you killed my guy, and pretty much this is round 2 for them because Negative Man tried to attack Fisk the first time, but they came to a draw and became allies. So. Meanwhile, Harry and he's got a nightmarish wife, Ghoul, merged together, are in a facility down there. They're also attacking. All the bullseyes are pretty much getting ready to stop them, but instead, they step aside and let them through. Meanwhile, Harry's dad, who's an AI, is pretty much questioning. He's like, are you really going to let these people play as an idiot? It's like, it's just, I love how Norman, even though he's not in the book, his AI conscious is still berating Harry in this series as the AI, because AI on top is his Iron Man suit. All right, so we get the fight here. They're fighting, and of course, everything's going smooth. The bad guys are fighting each other. They're going through Richard and Felicia, and while that's going on, immediately the next page, we get Spider-Man just busts right through the glass. I love this. And they're like, oh, shit, what the hell? Because it interrupts their fight. And he's like, oh, man, I only had a quip for only one of you. I didn't expect 2 of you. That's kind of no fair. And then, of course, we get in this next scene here, we have Negative Man reveals the truth that he knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And Fisk is like, wait, what? And he's like, I learned, and he explains how he learned through Wesley, who was Mysterio, had told him all these secrets about this. And then they get information that Richard and Felicia have broken into the vault down there, and Peter says, hey, don't worry about my son, worry about me. And then we get this epic kind of like fight between these two. So it's round 2. Fisk kind of makes a comment. It's like, we did this dance before. I kicked your ass. He's like, well, back then I didn't know. Now I'm ready. I've learned. I know myself now. I'm ready. And of course, these two are fighting through the hearing. Of course, his foot ends up hitting a laser, and it turns out these arms, these machines, are pretty much made on the same material that his suit is made out of, meaning it has Stark Tech in it, which only makes sense because when the Stark International building was breaking down to, it was also revealed that Howard Stark was working for Wilson Fisk or forced into it because of the Maker. So there's, of course, going to be a Stark Tech in a lot of things, and yeah, it's going to cause a problem. And here, of course, here's the ad scene here. Fisk is like, I beat you before. He's like, yeah, but now I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna get this nice page. It hits him in the face. I love this. This is the book I've been waiting for as far as Spider-Man goes. I've been waiting for this for 23 issues now. We finally get it, and it is just everything you'd want in a current Spider-Man book. And it's revealed that Harry is wondering why am I being let through. It's because we have, I guess this is Captain Breen. I can't remember what his name is. It says his name is here. Yeah, Captain Breen of the Maker's Console. And he says, and he basically says like, oh, I've been waiting for you guys, and he says to the Mysterious like, oh, I've been kind of interested in how you would run things instead of me, because I kind of grow bored of this stuff. And Harry's like, can I trust, can I trust her? And also gets a call from Peter saying, hey, I need your help here. And he's torn. His dad's AI of Norman is telling him, dude, you don't need him. Meanwhile, they're uploading their signal, keep going through there. So it's like a 3-pronged events here. And just, as Peter was getting upper hand, Mr. Negative keeps interfering because that's his power is to make you doubt yourself. He keeps telling him, he's like, you can't win this fight. Just quit, resist, don't fight. And Peter has never experienced this before with Mr. Negative. So now he has to worry about that. And of course, they take advantage of that. And Mr. Negative says, don't worry about, we're still at a truce. I'll go down and handle the stuff that's in the vault, going to the vault. And just as he leaves, Peter gets up and he pretty much says, dude, we're just getting started. And that's how it ends with this highly action-packed issue. I'm liking the fact that Checchetto's my favorite artist for Spider-Man right now, current. I would rather have him on Amazing Spider-Man with a good writer. And even though this book is ending in the next issue, it still puts the current title Amazing Spider-Man to shame. Every time they Checchetto draws Spider-Man, or Hickman even writes a dialogue for Spider-Man, it's a number one pick of the week. And if you haven't been following this title, you need to go pick it up. It is not that expensive. And I'm sure you can get some, I would say if you're looking for back issues, you're most likely better off getting the trade because the back issues of these are actually worth money. Shocking, right? For 2025, because they're a hot commodity, even though they don't sell as well, which is really weird. But the back issues sell more. So this was $6. And this is probably the only $6 I'd say that's worth anything at Marvel right now for $6. That is my number one pick of the week. All right. Breen, you ever think you might come back to reading that book again?
No.
Down the line? You're just totally out of books? You're out of comics now?
Pretty much.
Even back issues?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Well, I don't blame you because I was like that for 4 years. I didn't even think about comic books. I didn't have a YouTube channel or that stuff, so I was not even paying attention to anything that was going on in comic books.
I mean, I don't have the money to buy them right now. And
no, I'm saying even if you had the money, I had the money back then. And I didn't want to buy them.
Well, right now I have a CD. And right now that's concentrated on those detective novels and from the you have 40s and 50s and 60s. So I just ordered some Mickey Spillane Mike Hammer books off of eBay.
Nice.
But yeah, on the flip side, Jerry found Captain America 117 for $150 last Sunday.
Wow, great!
It used to be worth, in the shape he got it for 150 2 years ago would have been 500.
Wow.
Yeah, the it seems like comics are course correcting, at least most of them anyway.
Indie books, I'd say more majority.
No, I'm talking about back issues like value.
Yeah,
they got so overinflated during COVID that they're now course correcting.
Well, it's kind of like Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards are always been scalpers raise the price on those things, and it sucks for people who actually are just in a hobby, and that's why I've never really liked same thing scalpers that are in the comic book business. Buy 30 of this and then sell it for twice as much.
Again, Captain America 117 is a 50-something-year-old book.
Yeah,
it's not anybody out there scalping this. I'm saying that
the newer
height
books
of the MCU and COVID, the first appearance of the Falcon was way overinflated in value.
Well, yeah. Don't you remember the whole Weasel book, the first appearance, because the movie went up? That shit annoys me.
Well, we're talking, Cap 117
artificial. Yeah, figure. I hate the artificial inflation. That's what I hate. All right.
Well, it was expensive because it was a legitimate first appearance of a character that stood the test of time, but then it got piled up on top of that, and now it seems like it's come down even farther than it was pre-inflated.
All right. Number 2, the pick of this week is Aquaman versus Hawkman. Is Aquaman number 12.
You told me the other night you were going to get that.
I changed my mind. I opened the interior. Holy crap! At this point, I couldn't. I like Hawkman, so I had to pick it up. And so basically, this is Aquaman pretty much got pulled into this battle here with and he. At first, I was like, okay, we're gonna throw him in here. Okay, we're gonna fight and stuff. The art on this is what's really sold me the most. I don't give 2 shits about the story. The art is just wonderful. Look at how they drew my boy. That is awesome. Hawkman looks just so badass. I love that helmet. This is, I believe, still Tim's. Yeah, this is Tim's is on the book for the interior art. So Jeremy Adams, John Timms. No, yeah, and I gotta say, like, the story again? You know who's gonna win because it's his title. But we get a little cheap, little fast explanation saying like, "Why do you gotta fight?" Because my friends they said this is the right way to do, and I trust my friends, so we're gonna do this. And his daughter gives him a little like little locket or something like that, little thing, like looks like a bean attached or something, or it's attached, it's glowing. Can't really see here, but yeah, it's like a little trinket. And
wait, father, I guess it is the daughter.
Yeah, it's the daughter, because remember she's from the future or from the other universe.
Yeah, but I know she looks a lot like Mira.
A couple of issues ago, when the pirates attacked and stuff, she went and grabbed something from the chest. Whatever that is, we don't know. We still don't know this, but she hands it to him. She said, "For good luck." He's like, "Oh, okay." So look charm. He's like, "Think I'm gonna bring it back to you, Andrina." You know, and he says, like, "Of course, you know." It's like we look. So I'll bring it back to you, Andrina. Look after them for me, would you? She's like, "Of course, anything for you." Aquaman, Arthur, my ally, my friend. Kind of weird that with the space, he had the little dots in the frame, the dialogue. So I'm like, okay, who is she really? Who we think she is? I'm curious. So, but we get a nice epic fight here between the two of them, and basically Hawkman razzing him says, like, it's like, dude, you don't have to stand a chance. He's like, and he's like, believe me, I've changed, Carter. And he's like, you haven't changed enough. They fight. He hits him with the mace. Aquaman must have a really thick skull that he's not busted in. He's got a little blood, and he knocks him on the ground. And he's basically like, he says, like, and I love this in the water. He's like, do you understand what carved the canyons? It was water. Like, you don't stand a chance. He's like, oh shit, impossible. So then he has to swim. He starts bringing more water to the ground there, and then of course the tidal wave comes him and just. And Carter cannot escape it, gets thrown into the water. And it is just, the art on this is just, I love it. The story is kind of weak, kind of rushed, because Jeremy Adams was forced to throw this character in there. But overall, we get the first KO between them. Then we get a couple of follow-up what's going on with Booster Gold versus, I'm trying to remember what his name is. Yeah, I can't remember. I honestly, I don't give 2 shits about this character. He's been in, he was in the Justice League Unlimited book. But anyway, Booster Gold is possessed by Darkseid. Darkseid is and so this guy basically pulls out a whole bunch of time displaced Booster Golds to go after him. And they're like, oh shit, what happened to us? Why are we so freaking skinny? He's like, and then one alone was like, I wonder what his diet plan is, man. I could use that. And then we get the round 2 here. So back in the tournament, and he's standing there, and then he's contemplating because he lost, and he's kind of feeling sorry for himself. The Hawk God appears and pretty much says, like, I need you to be a champion for our people. And he's like, how can I battle? And he's like, Arthur has become like a god. he's like, oh, that hell? And and the Hawk God gives him like a supercharge, and then pretty much shows up again, and he goes after Arthur. And so we get round 2, and yeah, it is just, I love Hawkman. I honestly, like I said, the story is kind of absurd, but I get to see Hawkman doing battle. And so he ends up knocking he knocks basically Arthur into space, and he's like, there's no more water for you. He's like, oh, my friend, but there's always water. Your bodies are made out of like a water. It's like, he's like, I can't move. And he's like, yep. And he's like, this, yeah. Hits him back down, and then goes back to the planet. And pretty much he's sitting there with the body, and yeah, walks away. KO. Yeah. Like I said, it's not the best story, but I love Aquaman being drawn in a book. So like I said, I do recommend this if you want to see an awesome battle. If you don't care about the rest of the story, don't worry about it. This is like a filler or side little story that's going on in Aquaman. I think Aquaman number 13 will return back to being the actual story mode. But yeah, this was actually pretty good. I liked it. I'm a big, huge Hawkman than I am over Aquaman. So it was great to see a Carter just kicking ass. Unfortunately, he lost twice. But fun book. Number 3 for this week is Geiger. Geiger, this is Ashley Arden. Or Arden? Or is it Arden or Ashley? Let's see her name is. Basically, after she left Geiger in a couple of issues ago, she wandered off. Now she's come across these people who are doing human trafficking. And it's basically, John writes a story about her basically attacking the people who are human trafficking, because she once was a human traffic victim before. So we're getting kind of that story. And I'm like, I don't know if I like this as much. It's kind of a side story. And there, she meets a girl who basically reminds her of herself, and she wants to know, hey, where were they taking you? And it's just basically, she's like my sister heard them. They were taking us to St. Louis. St. Louis? Oh no. She heard other things, but she didn't have a chance to tell me. They yelled at us, be quiet, she's scared. Which one is the boy's sister? And she's like, oh, she's not here. We stopped about a half an hour back. They sold his sisters to someone. He was wearing a cowboy hat. He had a big gun. So we get this guy who's pretty much the villain, who kind of looks like Henry Rollins a little bit, or Clint Eastwood. I don't know. But he's basically not a nice guy. And he's getting ready to basically, he's going to sell her. But he's also, but first he wants to sample the goods, because he's a disgusting pedophile. And of course, as he shows up, getting her redemption arc, and she pretty much kills the guy. Melts him. You also get 4 Ks in that one panel. So, yeah. So, honestly, it was nice to see the two siblings being back together. And then they're gonna go rescue more people and stop this whole entire stuff. The slave trade. They're gonna shoot. Basically, her job is to take out all human traffickers. Now, like I said, the plot for this is this really has nothing to do with Tariq that I've noticed or even seen in this book. It was just basically her battling her own demons and getting her and saving people that she wished would have saved her back in the day. And they start just taking out the guys one by one, start shooting them, the bidders, and they end up finding an RPG at them and just killing a bunch of them. He's like, don't kill me. He's like, you're lucky. The children are going to do it. I'm not going to. And the kids get revenge. shoot the guy, and she kind of questions what her goal is to, because she feels lost, betrayed, and here's only, and I said, you get this end scene. This is really the big thing here, the epilogue of this, because someone's been watching, tracking her, thinking that she was a different glowing person. Turns out our boy is here in the future. Here we get to see him again. So he's looking for Tariq. So that was the red coat is in the Geiger. I love that. That's the big surprise at the end here. Overall, the story was like kind of cliche. A woman who was trafficked gets revenge on those who traffic her. I've seen that movie dozens of times. It's okay, whatever. But I like the fact they reveal that they're kind of bringing the world together, the unnamed universe. So looking forward to seeing Redcoat meeting with Tariq, because it sounds like Redcoat, because he mentions like how collecting the bounty on him, he's a even higher bounty than this woman does. So he's basically in for profit. So I'm wondering what happened between him, because before he was a good guy, now he's just for profit. But then again, maybe he needs the money because he wants for other people he's trying to protect. All right. Then we're on to, that was number 3. Number 4 of the week is Transformers, issue number 27. Dan Moore is still the interior artist on here too. We also have Robert Kirkman. And we start off with Bumblebee. Like, oh yeah, if those who read the first issue, Dan Warren Johnson, Bumblebee was basically much left. He was killed, and during the crash, and he was shot. Starscream killed him, and as people are coming back, they're like, well, how can we why can't we revive Starscream? We go, well, he's just too damaged, and we're getting all these new faces popping up. People who've been gruesomely revived. Jetfire shows up. And then we have, who is, I'm trying to remember what his other name was, the little guy. But we also get Hound, or not Hound, but Bulkhead. Bulkhead shows up. And of course, there's a little comedy interchange between the Transformers, Autobots. Carly and Spike are pretty much, they are pretty much having a little moment here. Like, they're talking about going on a date almost. And they're interrupted by the general we saw a couple, was it 2 issues ago? And he wants to know, is like, when to apologize, saying, hey, when we first, met you before, because he's the one that was holding Ultra Magnus prisoner and torturing him. He says, he want to say, is like, there was a misunderstanding. I couldn't tell before. It's hard to see the little red symbol and the little purple symbol on their chest. He's like, I didn't know which side was why, they're good or whatever. So try to make peace with it. And Ultra Magnus basically calls him out and says, he told the exact same thing. He's like, dude, you're an alien from outer space, and there's a whole bunch of you. They're looking like guys who are attacking us and destroyed Chicago. It's like, I don't know if you were, as far as I know, you were bad. And he said, how the hell am I supposed to see that little symbol from all the way to the ground? You guys are like 3 times. It's like, guys are like walking skyscrapers. And of course, then we get back to the dam here, the Hydro Dam, when we have Swindle and Onslaught are pretty much trying to get as much crude energy on as they can in here, and they complain because this won't even last them like not even a week. The crap. And then, so then they have Skywarp shows up. He's the one that was just replaced. He's the one that was originally tied to Telecom 1. They gave him a new body, and and his friend Thundercracker stayed behind. So he's going to help him out. And it just shows the opposite. Of two once friends, one loves killing, and Thundercracker becomes an Autobot in this issue. As he even mentions, like, hey, you don't ever trust me. He's like, don't worry. It's like, he's like, don't worry, Thundercracker. We'll make an Autobot out of you yet, And we get this other guy here, back at Shadow Watch Underground Base. Miles McCain Mayhem most brilliant mind on the earth, and the general basically confronts him. Is like, hey, he's like, you have all this information with us. You're withholding, and your little side. We know about your little side project. And he's like, what side project? He's like, yeah, we know everything. You're withholding information from us, and he basically takes on the general or this other guy, the general here, and instantly and just kind of kicks his ass. Has him arrested. Optimus pretty much is kind of like, man, I kind of want to. I don't. They still have Energon, the spare they got from the humans, and they're reviving all their team members. And Optimus doesn't want to go in there and spend any Energon on himself. He doesn't, because he wants others to be taken care of first, And you get that little scene here, right here, on the top right here, is that Thundercracker pretty much says Optimus, he's like, what about these guys? We can help fix them. Maybe they'll join our cause. He's like, I appreciate you. You're. He says you're right, Thundercracker. It's a flaw of mine to protect kindness on those who have done. Well, actually, no, it was Thundercracker said you can't do it. You can't revive these Decepticons. It was Optimus who wanted to do it, and he kind of had to realize, like, hey, I can't trust these people, so they're not. So he goes in to get fixed. Meanwhile, Sideswipe and Blaster and Ultra Magnus are kind of like all having a little brawl thing, trying to like just be boys being boys. Ultra Magnus goes talks to RC and tells her, hey, yeah, I can't be Ultra Magnus anymore, or I can't be the, it's like, what does it say? It's like, he wants her to be the new Magnus. He's a title because he's like, hey, I'm still messed up. Shockwave tortured me. And then, of course, we get the ceremony scene where he gets the Autobot symbol on himself for Thundercracker, and they all say, hey, don't worry about it. It's like, you earn the stripes. And I'd also love that he has like the NES on top of there. Super Nintendo or Nintendo. But at the end, we get to see Optimus Prime is now better. Dan Mora drawing Optimus Prime in mint condition before he's been drawing him battle damaged. So that's kind of cool. Back on Cybertron, we have I think that's I forgot who it is. It's the little guy, but it turns out that Shockwave is still alive. The big bad villain is still on Cybertron now, and he's going to seek his revenge against the Autobots. So, overall, I liked it. I thought it was a really good issue. All right. We're on to number 5, which is Saturday Morning Adventures, Teenage Mutant Turtles. They left off where basically Michelangelo was accidentally mutated by the villain in here, which is Seymour Guts. He's like, basically anything he touches mutates it. And I love this because these books give you a little like basically recap. Really clever how they do it. So you'll not, in case you forget, it's been a while. You don't have to worry about it. It also has the cast of characters on the side here too, to let you know who's in this book. And of course, there's Michelangelo, who is basically mutated now, but he's like, they're worried because Shredder is getting away with Seymour, and they need him in order to make a cure to cure the rest of New York who's been mutated. So he flies up after him. And then Michelangelo being Michael, he's like, "Oh, this is so cool, man!" And I love Rappy. He's like, "Is it wrong that I'm jealous that he can fly?" And of course, we have Seymour Guts fighting with Shredder, and Michelangelo ends up pretty much basically bumping him, and then of course Seymour grabs him, turning up Shredder into like a vulture. So, and we get to see Michelangelo versus Shredder flying in the sky, and meanwhile the other two villains from their national universe, not international, but intergalactic space gang, are kind of realizing they kind of don't really want to get involved, And they also notice that maybe when Seymour touched them, he didn't mutate them, but he mutated their mind, basically implying that they now have a conscience. So, they don't agree with everything that's going on with here, and pretty much that's going on with that. Meanwhile, we have the boss here, and pretty much is yelling at the six crew, and he's like, it's like, no excuses. Like, I want to know if we're in danger, are we safe? And he yells, and you see Michelangelo fighting against Shredder behind him, and he doesn't even notice the classic little cliche thing. April runs out, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "I got a scoop." He's like, "Okay." And then of course we get the thing where he tells Vern, he's like, "Why can't you be like Vern?" He's like, "Well, I can run outside." He's like, "Forget it, Vern. The moment's passed." April runs out, and she calls the guy. He's like, "Yeah, I think I saw what looked like Michelangelo." And they go. Pretty much, you get another fight scene here too. They show up. Raphael ends up snatching the Seymour and behind the other guys. So the other two are kind of like lost. They're like, okay, I guess he's gone, and they decide to basically just leave. And back at the lab here, they talk to the doctor here at this mutagen lab, and it comes up the cure. And everyone that was been affected by this guy's goop is restored. Like sending out Shockwave at TCM or TCR. The little ice cream kitty cat, and then this emo bird woman. I was like, oh, it's a woman, it's a bird. They're all reverted back to the normal forms. Michelangelo is like, I love this. Shredder's like, I couldn't believe your stamina. You should have fallen by now. And he's like, dude, they tell the same thing at the pizza eating contest. Queens, dude. I won't ever fall. And he's like, oops, spoke too soon because now they're back to normal. And of course, Michelangelo holds on to the building, and then we get Shredder kind of falling into a dumpster at the bottom there. And he's like, oh, Krang's not going to let me live this down. And then, of course, an interview with April talking to there. And then Seymour Guts is now back to being his normal nerdy self, and then of course everyone's back at the lair too. And get a little after moment thought with Splinter giving a word of advice. And they talk about how Seymour Guts, when he first got his powers, he's able to turn anything he wanted, so he made himself look handsome. But because he's now cure of the mutagen stuff, he'll forever be back to be his nerdy self. And then so next issue we're gonna have a Christmas issue with Casey Jones and Raphael again. A little team up. All right. Any questions, Breen?
No, I'm in the middle of something.
All right. It's me too. Number 6. Yeah. I picked up the Darkness. This is the Ed Benes cover. I almost didn't get this book mainly because I've never been a huge fan of Witchblade or the Darkness stuff, but this is Ed Benes on interior artwork on a 2025 book. That's the reason why I got it, because Ed Benes doing the art. Mark Silvestri doing the writing here too. And yeah. The Darkness, and it gives credit. The Darkness created by Garth Ennis, Mark Silvestri, and David Wohl. Get this little page here, top, and get a recap of who he is for it all. And then, yeah, it's just pretty much kind of like a reboot story. See me to your arc here by Ed Benes. It's supposed to be Jackie's father, who pretty much who had the Darkness in him beforehand. Decided to have sex, and because he did this, he was told he's not supposed to, and he basically just muted away and died. And this chick's like, what the hell? Then we get basically Jackie's story, him being an orphanage, and there's this girl eventually befriends him, and they become friends. He protects her. And then it leads to him basically being adopted by this guy. He's thrown into this basically this this gangster is kind of like, wants to adopt a kid, in the and so he ends up becoming an adopted son of a hitman, and of course he's called by his uncle. Basically, he's a fat slob, but they always are, And he's told, I need to go and kill this guy for him because he's a hitman. And he goes and he throws the guy off the roof. And he calls his buddy for the cleanup there, and then we get to see the uncle kind of talk to somebody else, And then, yeah, so we also get to see Ed Bennett's drawing Sarah again, at least for the first time, I think. Might be the first time, my recollection. And Sarah's been taking photos because Jackie's already appeared in the actual Witchblade title that's going on right now by Margaret Bennett. So they've already introduced. So she's basically following up and spying on him, getting information on him. And then, of course, he said it's just a hit is taking place on his uncle. He saves his uncle's life. And then he sees Sarah, and she's, oh, shit, Then you see Jackie going down to this bar, and there's the girl from the orphanage. She's a bartender, and she clearly has feelings for him. But here's the thing with Jackie. He's a ladies' guy, so he's always got a new girl or every weekend or something he's taken home and has sex with, pretty much. That's his life, He works with a hitman, kills people, and just basically has sex. Yeah, it's the life, right? Yeah. So one day we get to see while Jackie's having sex with somebody, and all of a sudden he basically starts freaking out. The goop starts coming on because he's now 21 years old. His powers are kicking in, and he has a choice if he wants to embrace the darkness or get rid of it. And this causes pretty much these angels who want pretty much to get a hold. They want to control Jackie. And it's revealed that Jackie's powers come from an other world, where he could tap into control these demons. They're from an alternate world universe. So as Jackie is freaking out in his thing, because his power's kicking in, his armed guards come in, and then of course here comes angels busting through the glass window. So this is this beautiful artwork by Ed Bennis. And of course he armors up. And is taking over, and he's taking out some of the angels, and just like, I just love this. Now, sadly, Ed Bennis will not be on the interior for the next book. I think he's only just for special for the first issue. I don't know if that was agreed upon because Ed Bennis' choice. He doesn't want to do an ongoing, doesn't have time, or he's just done with it. It is a favor, but yeah. So he calls forward his little nightmares, and they start attacking all the angels, and it's just chaos. So, as you can see here. All right. And at the end of it's like he said, it's just nonstop kind of action. The girl is like, what the fuck did I just get into? I had sex with a guy, and all of a sudden he starts freaking out, and then all this chaos. And, of course, Jackie wakes up. You know where he is. He's passed out in the bar, and of course, there's this angel there waiting for him. Pretty much is flirting with him, and pretty much wants to, she's like, he's like, hello, Jackie. He's like, how do you know my? Wait, why do I feel like I should be running from you right now? He's like, wouldn't you rather be fucking me? He's like, and I love that his friend who likes him. He's like, great, this is what I need. In the morning. Hearing this crap first morning in the morning. If you need anything, I'll be over here absolutely avoiding this conversation. And then the angel's like, yeah, you have your father's eyes. So aside from taking much needed shower, what are your plans for today? And of course, this other guy shows up, the bald guy before. He's like, my gesture to him would be to stay away from you. And then they're pretty much fighting over Jackie, kind of like little two people, angels, a devil on his shoulder. And yeah, so he says my name is Sontaine. That and the woman over there is Angelus. And be truth told, she's not all that young. And Jackie's like, yeah, but what does she mean about having my father's eyes? He's like, you do. I knew your father well, Jackie. He was a great man who left you that powerful birthright. actually left you with a curse that will be the ruin of everything you hold dear. And yeah. So the Geralson says, like what Sante says, change, the means to destroy. He is a bit slow and sometimes confused, and they say, and he replies back. He's like, in addition to being a whore, he says like the angel is a deranged psychopath. She hates you. Her happiness is completely dependent on your misery. And he's like, are you guys done fighting like a married couple? Seriously. And then she's like, it's like, and he's like, he says, nice fucking names, by the way. You guys made a Renaissance affair? And she's like, ooh, looks like you got yourself a feisty one, Santain. I hope you have a leash strong enough to hold him. I suppose we'll find out. I look forward to seeing you again, Jenny. Keep the change. And like, she's like, So, yeah. You see, he says like, he's basically, he says like, what did you mean by leash? He's like, that's more. This space says like, hey, that girl will kill you if you go near her, and anyone else that matters to you. But he's like, I can help you. The man you were is dead, Jackie. I'm here to make sure that the man that you are stays alive. The angels exist only to destroy you. So the next time you see her, advise you run like hell. And if you can't run, find yourself a dark spot to hide in. Leaves him a card. And of course, like she's been the girl he likes, the bartender's been hearing all this stuff too. It's gonna be interesting. Okay. So eventually, Jackie goes home, and then he ends up calling the guy. He's like, "Hey, kid, tell me what this freak show's all about." And it kind of ends it right there. And you get this word from Mark Silvestri in the back here, a forward, talking about this book, and then you get the preview for the next issue cover. Overall, if you're a Top Cow fan, yeah. Hello, everyone. Dealing with massive internet problems the last few days. So hello and goodbye, Monum, router, whatever. Ugh. Yeah. Take it easy, Henry. Thanks for watching. And then, of course, we get the back here. Character designs by Mark Silvestri in the back here. Yeah. I love the fact that we're getting these books back for a while. And Witchblade was very popular in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, mid to late 2000s, I guess, early. The height when Michael Turner was still alive, and so it's nice to see that they're bringing these characters back. And honestly, it looks like they're being faithful to this, to the characters so far. But like I said, all the cover in the back here. Now you get stuff like this in the other book too. The ongoing, what do you want to call it? Witchblade. They give you like the art stuff in the back too. And here, of course, Top Cow has their own store online. So if your shop doesn't have it, you can at least go to the website and order directly from them, which is smart. I think most places should have that. I know Zenoscope has that. You order directly from them, because otherwise you're fucked over and you miss an issue. And sometimes it's hard to get a reprint. So, and that book was $4.99 for that. It's a pretty thick book, though. At least I think it is. So, feels heavier than other books. The number 7 book of the week is Vampirella Armageddon. Another fun issue. And Vampirella being in hell with Cain, and she starts having problems. She's like, his last issue, pretty much learning that the darkness is within her. She's been trying to hold it on to it for the past 3 or 4 years in at least our world, because the book's coming out since 2019. She's been trying to keep this rising evil side of her down. So she ends up basically commuting with her mother, and Lilith. We find out who Lilith was. Lilith was basically Adam's first wife, maid, but she didn't want to be subservient and stuff. So God cast her out, basically saying that she was flawed and threw her into the void. Before Eve, and then God created Eve after her. But Lilith ended up becoming the mother of all demons and the void. She fornicated with anything she can just to get revenge. Became evil. But eventually Lilith realized the error of her ways. So then she basically created Vampirella as a means to kill all of her children that she sired and the curse that she brought upon the earth. And so they have a conversation about what's going on, and she says like the darkness is like growing, and she's like, you shouldn't have any darkness in you, like, you know, and here, let me take it from you. Of course, when she does it though, the darkness rises to the surface of Vampirella and just says like, oh, it's like locked away. No, my mother, I have been free for a very long time. My strength has only grown stronger. Now I have the power to see this race fulfilled. And Lilith is like, this is no longer my desire. I've learned my layer of my ways, and I now only seek the peace of my Creator's blessing. And pretty much, it's just freaking out. And Vampirella is pretty much she says like, the Creator will receive all that I have to give it. And she's like, Lilith's like, no. And the Vampirella is like, it's far too late to stop me now, mother. And of course, Vampirella, the real Vampirella, wakes up, and they come to this town here they're traveling to, and it's been taken out. And of course, they find out that the people were killed because by those who are worshiping her dark form. They find a little statue of her that they worship. They worship the evil version of Vampirella. And meanwhile, on the surface, Vampirella's friends are trying to find a way to get the hell. So they go to this guy, the werewolf guy who has his father, takes him to a guy he knows that's running a business, illegal imports. And so here, hold on. These guys, when they first there, these guys don't want to let him through. They're like, he's busy. No, like they don't. So they just kill him. They slaughter the guys, and they confront the guy pretty much who's at the portal. He's like, what are you doing here? He's like, you know, you've got a whole lot of nerve coming here. We'll find out. I'm in the middle of a very important transaction, and then they end up attacking the guy, and he ends up falling through the portal, and they all get sucked into the portal through hell. So now all her friends are now in hell, and we come across this guy in the hell city of Pandemonium, Castle Shroud. And the guy's torturing this guy's torturing this person. He's like, blessed is the dark goddess. She hears and protects me. Blessed to be her. He's like, yes, that's it. Drawn to your dark deity. Who would you like to meet? I would like to meet her. I would love to meet the one you were for. And the guy's like, she listens to all she hears. She knows you well. He's like, she knows me, Jussie. And who might she be? And he's like, oh, you really want to know her name? Her name is Vampirella. He's like, fuck. Of course, everybody knows who Vampirella is, and he's met her before. So he basically sends forth, this bird. He's like, go find this person that I need you to come back. And we get Vampirella as she learns more about what's going on. She sees war going on, and people are killing other innocent people in hell. It's weird, innocent, yeah. And she's like, in my name? And she says, they want a monster? They want a dark god? She's like, I will give them a dark god, And I just love the art here too. Then they basically, Kane has to go after her. He's like, you got just running off half cocked. Meanwhile, the bird that the other guy, Coulter, set off, we get a reveal of a character who's been missing since the 1990s. Hemorrhage has been revived. Yeah, Coulter's long dead, but Hemorrhage will be more than happy to help with a Vampirella problem. So Hemorrhage is back. Tom Sinofsky, the creator of Hemorrhage, from back in the Harris days of Events of Vampirella, has brought back a character who was one of her most formidable opponents. He literally can rip the blood out of your body. Kind of the crap that Aquaman's been doing. I can control the water in your body and rip it out of you if I want to. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the next issue. This has been picking up. This is the only Vampirella book I recommend that you be ongoing, that you be picking up. The Christopher Priest one is a complete ass and boring. And it's basically the character written out of character. This is in character. This is Vampirella. Check it out. And that is only through Dynamite. That is $4.99. A little pricey if you're trying not to spend too much, but I feel like if you really like a book, you'll pay whatever they want. Now, that's me personally, but I'm just saying go pay $8 for a 32-page book. No, don't do that. But I can justify it for a few books. All right. Number 8 actually is an issue 8. That is Supergirl number 8. Supergirl number 8, it basically calls back to when, when we used to have Linda had a robot that would switch places with her back at the orphanage. Of course, this takes place during Christmas, but we also get to see the callback to the orphanage. The Midvale orphanage years ago, before she talks about how, she says so basically the conversation is like, oh, pleased to meet you, Mr. Miss Danvers. It's like, oh yeah, and they introduce herself. And she says to sick herself, I always avoided adoption by using clever super feet. But I'm tired of this living in an orphanage. The way, why should Superman get to decide what's best for me? Oh no, I hear trouble. She hears trouble, so she calls in her robot stand-in double to come in on the robot that she hides in this tree, and also the orphanage, and come in and take her place while she's gone. Of course, Supergirl ends up returning back after she defeats the monster and tells the robot to go stand in the tree. Oh, don't worry, I'll be back. And she never comes back. I was like, oh, that's a horrible thing. And she goes, she gets to Dr. the Danvers. And then so we cut back to here, and Supergirl, and not a creature stirring. It's still Christmas. They just had Thanksgiving. Now we're doing Christmas. And the Danvers family. And Lila is pretty much is it Layla or Layla? Or Lesla, that's what it is, Lesla. And she's worried about Kara because, and Danvers says, well, Kara doesn't really like the holidays. And it's revealed the reason why she doesn't like her after she kind of yells at Lesla, leave her alone, is because she misses her family, her real family, her parents and stuff. So she's having the blues, so she kind of has a little meltdown. But then, of course, somebody shows up in the middle of the night after she passes out, goes to bed, and it turns out to be the Linda Danvers robot broke into the Danvers and trashed the place. So they follow the trail back to the orphanage, and she comments like, "Oh, I haven't been here years," and and she walks in there and she says and she's like. And Lesla, this is the only thing I got really annoying was Lesla kept saying, I can't believe Superman would abandon you in an orphanage. I'm like, oh my gosh. There are chinks in the armor of this series. It's starting to happen slowly. But basically it's criticizing this the plot back then was for Superman to leave her in an orphanage. I always wondered it too, because wasn't there one where she was living with the Kents? Or was that burned? I thought
when they first created the character, they had him put her in an orphanage, and he wouldn't let her, go out in public as Supergirl.
Yeah,
she learned how to do things, and it was kind of super dickery back then.
Actually. Yeah. So Lesla's been saying comments I can't stand you, your cousin would do this to you. That's horrible. So they see someone's gone through the window. That's the same window that the robot had clawed through first, and then she sees the tree. She's like, oh God, I forgot. And Lesla's like, what? You forgot what? And of course, here's a robot. She's all messed up. She's like, Mistress, you finally came back. And she's just freaking out. She's so distraught. She's like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to. And so he's like, why did you abandon me, Mistress? Abandon me, miss. Abandon me, miss. And then she grabs onto her, and Lesla's like, no, get away from her. And she's like, no, let it be. And then the robot pretty much ends up dying, losing power finally, and just So, and she cries. She says, she's like, oh, hey, and because basically Supergirl says, I don't have an answer for this. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer. And it's and unless who was that? It's who is she? It's just a robot. And Lesla's like, well, she's more than that. Lesla, one lesson I really haven't taught you is, as a superhero, is you can't save everyone. You can't help everyone. She says, there will always be people who slip through the cracks. She's like, I try so hard to hold on to everyone, but it's possible I can't be there for all of them. Sometimes I just can't manage it, and then sometimes I forget. and they kind of comfort each other. So far, they haven't become lesbians, which I'm shocked with the current DC. And they go back, and Kara kind of like cheers up for a little because she starts realizing, it's like, she's like, sorry, I turned into such a mess at Christmas, you guys, And he's like, oh, no reason to apologize. She's like, no, and the dad says a lot of people find it tough, maybe not the same reasons for you, Kara, but you're not alone in that, and she kind of has, kind of stuff like that. And Jeff's here in the background. So, yeah, so it was kind of a sweet kind of update on the story as far as the orphanage. But at the end, we get a nice picture of her with Crypto attacking her and just cheering her up. So,
yeah, I'm not sure that her original origin still works.
Yeah. Because I remember in the cartoon series that was based off the Byrne stuffs, she was living with the Kents in the Superman animated series.
She wasn't Linda Danvers either.
No, they got rid of that.
But
actually, no, she did call herself Linda in the cartoon, though, as a nod to it.
But I don't. Why would the robot have? The robot should have been in perfect condition still.
Not
because
they use
that Kryptonian technology, blah blah blah, yada yada.
Yeah. If it was Silver Age, it probably would have been fine. But all right, number 9 is Batman Gotham by Gaslight: A League for Justice. This has been another fun book as well, and so this is the final chapter of this. Now, Andy Diggle's writing this. We have Leonardo Fernandez on the art. They have to go into the Phantom Zone to go after basically Lex Luthor. As they get in there, we get a story first, though, from Wonder Woman explaining how the New Gods were the ones that trapped Darkseid in the Phantom Zone, and they gave up their immortality, pretty much, to keep him there, basically killing himself off. And pretty much they say they thought ancestors bound him beneath the earth, and destroyed the gates, or so they thought, because they said basically says he remained for untold eons, raging, eternal, hammering at the walls of our reality until Kryptonian scientists discovered the Phantom Zone, and their arrogance assumed that they would have to harness the dreadful power from themselves, but it was undoing. And he's like, and Batman's like, and Zod worshiped this devil? Yeah. So then of course, our 40,000 years ago is basically was what happened to Mars stuff, was called also known as the Kryptonian Age. It all came down to this. So they end up basically, Talia says, like, all of you basically built your technology, the ring stuff is powered by the kryptonite, because basically Clark, like, they feel so bad about this, but he's like, hey, or not Oliver, but Alan says, if it wasn't for your kryptonite thing, and I wouldn't have woken this ring, I wouldn't be able to help people. And Talia says, well, yeah, that's what the original people think. They think they use the power for good, but it turns out it's like it's always evil. It's just like, and of course, Victor's powered by kryptonite technology, and so is Jay Garrick as well. So guys, powers from it. So they run in there into the portal, only to be separated. And then Clark is like looking around, and pretty much she realizes that everyone's gone. Meanwhile, Selena Kyle shows up with a Holly, and she takes out Alfred to go in there, and she looks for the vault, and she finds not only the helmet here that's supposed to like protect her from people from reading her mind, basically, and then we also have the kryptonite shard that Bruce had basically hid in the vault. Clark is starting to see his old parents, and they're basically berating him. It's like, how could you let this? You're supposed to breed them and rule them. call to James Gunn's story. And Bruce shows up and he says, hey, dead parents, dark judgments. I taught myself to awaken from such nightmares since I was 12 years old. And like Clark's like, they said I'm unfinished. We all are. That's what life is. you know, and he says ignore them pretty much, and they do, and the basically each of the leaguers help themselves out so they can face trials, and they come across Lex Luthor, who's pretty much his brain is snapped because he's seen everything and is basically he can't handle his crash. They take the medallion off of him, and of course they're betrayed by Martian Manhunter and John Constantine, who basically take the only key to the portal and leave them behind. So they're pissed. Of course, Jay is pissed off, so he chases after them, racing back to the portal to try and beat them there, and and they're not able to. Jay ends up getting left behind. They steal it, so now they're stuck behind here, and they start talking to Lex. Wants to know what he knows, and he says and he mentions something about traveling light, and you get to see you realize that they're actually on the hand of Galactus, or not Galactus, but basically a Galactus-size version of Darkseid. Darkseid is just this huge entity, which I kind of laughed at. I was like, really? Kind of weird. So they realize if they basically can turn themselves into pure energy, like light, and they'll be able to transport themselves out of the prison and back into the main reality. Of course, this is what they do. Constantine is talking to Adam Strange, and he's getting ready to walk off with the shard stuff. And of course, the Justice League shows up, confronts him, and he's basically trying to weasel his way out of it. And so pretty much it ends with basically like the beginning of the League. Now they're now the Justice League. Kind of a rush, kind of a weak ending. I expected more out of of Darkseid, but he didn't do anything. He just stood there. No speech, nothing. So it was kind of let down. All right, number 10 for this week. Last book I have the recommendation is Defenders of the Earth, number 1, Dark Destiny. Continuing from the events of the first series, the little miniseries came out, the one that you were reading, actually. I picked it up on a whim because I figured, you know what? I'll give it another shot, and they give you a recap, what happened to everything. This is Dan Didio on the book here. We also have Alex Sanchez as the art, and Juancho as the colorist. So, and they give you a little recap, everything, to here in 2020, the series. The characters again, I love this. This is really important because if you don't know the series, you kind of look at this character like, hey, who is this character again? And so I also like that they're doing this same thing that the Saturday Morning Adventures does for Ninja Turtles, so you have an idea. And turns out that Dale Arden, spoilers if you did not read the first series, that Dale Arden is alive. At least they hear her voice through artificial means. And they're tracing the signal. One leads to Mongol, whatever they at, and and the children have to go to another place. So basically, they end up on this planet with tied up with all these like Thundercats or lions, and they're about to be executed because they all want to kill Flash Gordon for his crimes against Mongo. And pretty much the one prince is like, we can't kill him. He's like, dude, he was a good guy. We trust him. He's like, and basically the match is lit, but then the Sky People come and they're like, oh, the Sky People are gonna save them. Flash is like, cool, don't worry about it. We're saved. And then they realize, oh, the Sky People. He's like, sorry, my friend, but we have to execute you too. Whoever kills you will become the ruler of this. I need to be able to unify this planet. And so Flash pretty much and the rest of the team pretty much they basically knock themselves into the water. And I'm thinking, anytime you're on an alien planet, there's always some kind of sea monster. I would never do that. But this is me. And as they're basically Flash knew the guy was going to let him go, but he says, like, but hey, if I just destroy your wings here, your guards will save you, and they'll let me go. And of course, that's what they do. He goes in the water, and the ship comes out, and the first thing he thinks, it's the shark people. And he's like, oh, great. No, they're posted them one of the most ruthless and dangerous nations on Mongo. And turns out because Phantom says like I can't get Mandrakes and I'll get or get his mask off and all whatever, and he's unconscious. So it turns out nope, he pulled a switch. And so they go, and he's in the submarine, and they're gonna go to port. Meanwhile, back on somewhere off the coast of Ireland, we get to get Rick Gordon, Flash Gordon's son, Jetta, who is the daughter, I believe, the Phantom or niece. We also have Kishin and LJ. Pretty much, they're going to this coast, and they're trying to get into this one place here. And every time they go there, get close, it's like they can't get close enough because the storm is keeping them at bay. It turns out that actually there is someone there who actually is controlling the elements, the weather, and Ayo Nadama, the weather demon. Uncle Kurt, she says. So overall, it's like if you're a fan of this series, it's Didio has been there's a really good issue. I've actually enjoyed this one, and they basically talk about at the end here what they need to do next, and and they basically really think they have a plan, and they don't want to abandon Earth, so they decide they're gonna go on Mongol. They're gonna go to this port, and they're gonna. I said one of the guys says the submarine is owned by the Sharkmen. Are you sure they'll be welcome and allowed to dock? I hate it for them. They think it's the wrong reason. He's like, in Mandrake's he's like, nah, nonsense. I know of this port, a peaceful town built for all people who enjoy some shore leave. I almost performed here once, but I'm built fine. And of course, it's the same people before. The line people are on the dock and like, Flash Gordon, welcome back. We're gonna kill you again. So we get a preview of the book for the next issue. Yeah, I'll probably continue picking this up again. I think the first one was like 4, 5. This is $4.99, and this is rated T for teen. This is cover B. So, and that is. Oh, I do have one more thing to show off. This week, Breen, you need to go pick up an Alter Ego if you're not picking him up. Because this week, on Alter Ego, Airboy.
Nice.
Yep. I saw that. I was like, how can I not pick up that? That is just great. And, yeah. Here. Just, So if you're an Airboy fan and you just want to learn more about just Hillman comics in general, it's really cool. So definitely worth picking it up. And it says in tomorrow's, you can always go there. They have a new free catalog. It's 6 catalog books and back issues. So if you want to go on their website and just order directly from them, it's probably the cheaper thing to do at tomorrows.com. Yeah. Yep. So definitely recommend this. This was I can't remember $11. So alrighty, Breen, do you have anything to show off your book? You want to read? Reading?
No, I don't have anything.
All right. All right. All right, you're up.
Well, for the second week in a row, DC's and a bunch of independents didn't come in. They're blaming Lunar. I think that's a bunch of horse shit, unless Lunar is the drug that the guy in the back isn't taking in order to keep school.
My shop had problems with Lunar as well, too.
Oh, really?
That's only one of the shops, though. So I don't know.
So it could possibly be true. Because last week they said Tuesday they'd be in. I guess they just didn't mention which Tuesday.
I mean, could be travel issues, too. The storms coming, the winter clips, So.
Yeah, but my stores had problems a lot with stuff not coming in. I was blaming the shippers, but the 2 weeks in a row was just not good. So I didn't get that much stuff, but accidentally picked up number 5 of this again, so I have 2 copies. Not good enough to have 2 copies, but oh well. Ultimate Spider-Man number 23.
One book.
I'm assuming this is the penultimate issue?
Yep. A lot of action.
Yes, and very good.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see how this goes because he's getting his ass handed to him by the Kingpin. Kingpin is handling them both.
Only because the negative man keeps interfering with them and trying to plant doubt in his head. Control him.
Yeah, true, but still. But that's typical Kingpin in no matter what universe.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize that this may have been a reprint, but Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, Powerless.
That's a really old reprint. That Ultimate Spider-Man from the early 2000s.
Yeah, this is Peter Parker getting his powers.
That's Bendis.
Yes. Really good. I liked it.
Yeah, Bendis was great on Ultimate Spider-Man.
That's what I heard. And then he just started going batshit.
Yeah.
Okay, then these are the ones that I didn't read because I had stuff I was doing last night. Marvel Knights Punisher number 3. The Infernal Hulk number 2, part of Nullified. I didn't know Nullified was going on.
Yeah, they decided to bring back Null. Yeah, sorry, Donny Cates. They're taking your creation and butchering it.
Yeah, well, gee, one of the big 2 messing up a really good character. That's never happened before.
And a lot of people complained about Null the first time around.
You know who Null needs to meet, right?
He
needs to meet Sentry's alter ego. Null and Void.
I don't know. Yeah, so Null was during the Black Kingdom. Or Kingdom
he's isn't he the Venom God or something?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm vaguely aware of who he is. I just never read any of that stuff.
He was killed by Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock became the new Null, kind of like.
Oh, so okay, so they're pulling that horse shit again.
Well, the thing is that Eddie's not, and then Eddie died, so now Eddie is back to life, and now he's Carnage.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't even know those stories.
And number 1, the other one that I just haven't read, Minor Arcana number 12. I haven't read it yet, but when this stuff comes in, I've got 2 weeks worth of stuff. It's going to cost me quite a bit of money to get all the stuff that I haven't given. I'm thinking about, with everything that's just been going on with the quality of the books lately, and everything is just getting worse and worse, at least in the big 2 anyway. And with all this is getting stuff up here, I'm thinking about either just going to in general and just getting all back issues and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just getting so damn expensive and hard to store. And
well, that's the thing too. Some of these indie books are the same price as these Batman and Superman titles, $4.99, $5.99. But here's the difference, though. I feel like the indie books are more of quality.
Yeah, and then the big ones that they do that are good.
Yeah, they cancel.
Oh, we have to cancel those. Then they keep on doing, Ms. Marvel, volume 800 that lasts for 4 issues, and then they reboot it again because you have no taste.
Marani, I disagree. Symbiotes don't need to go. It's just that they only need to have Carnage and Venom. That's it. No one else, no other. And Eddie needs to be back to being Venom, and you need to have Cleus Cassidy as Carnage. That's it. You don't need any other symbiotes. We tried that with the Life Foundation during Lethal Protector series. Yeah, it didn't work out. It fizzled out. No one cared about it. Boom, we're done. But now it's like, oh, we got to bring on this. It's like, you don't. All right.
The symbiotes are sort of like the new version of the Green Lantern, so they've just got to have a zillion different ones. Or not.
Get what you want to get. I'd say it is now. I'm just done with a lot of these new, like, let's bring it back for nostalgia, but then we'll just butcher it.
Yeah.
It's like, you do realize, like, by doing that, no one's going to come back for that stuff. And,
you know what they should bring back for nostalgia?
What's that?
Good writing and character arcs.
That would admit that they have a problem, but they don't. Everything's fine. Everything's fine at the big two. If you don't like what they're doing, you're a hater. You're not allowed to speak anymore. You're a bigot.
Okay, I'm a bigot and a hater. I'm gonna speak anyway.
I'm just saying, it's like you're allowed to like things, you're allowed to hate things now, and people are allowed to watch you and not watch you. It's just this whole mindset where it's like, if somebody doesn't like something, they're not allowed to say they don't like it. Now, here's my only thing though. If your channel is just shitting on everything that's bad, and I only ask is this: can you at least talk about something that maybe did come out that you did liked, or talk about a back issue that you liked? Yeah. It's like, try to balance it. I don't like it when people like this. It's either everything's great or everything's bad. Kind of I like a healthy mix. Always have a recommendation.
Call them out for doing some bad where something's good.
Right. But
and speaking of good, we've had a couple of announcements for the Comic-Con that's coming up here.
Really?
In April. Yes, we've had two people that I'm really excited about coming up. There's more than two that they've announced, but one of them I need to find out, get his name again. I know who he plays.
What show?
Laz Alonso. He plays Mother's Milk on the Boys.
Okay. Mother's Milk from the Boys. Okay.
Yeah. And also the one that was announced yesterday. You may not know who this character is or who this actor is. He's been in a couple of different movies. Guy by the name of Ron Perlman.
Yes, Ron Perlman. Yeah.
Yeah, that
was great in movies and Hellboy, and then became a complete ass.
Yes, that's him.
And he fell out of limelight. All of a sudden, he just became like a bitter old man. He might as well just. I'm like, is he trying to be Abe in real life?
But here's the thing: this is the first time this has happened up here because it's only a 2-day convention, Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah. He's only going to be up on Saturday. It's like, dude, with the amount of time it's going to take you to travel up here and then travel back, just stay the 2 days.
It's like the heel in wrestling.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get out of this backwards Timbuktu town.
Yes, he was. Yes, Moran. Yeah, I think that's where he got his start, or at least that's where he got hit big.
Oh, okay. I said Beast. I'm like, he was in the X-Men. No, that wasn't him. That was Kelsey.
No, he was.
Yeah.
He was also the patriarch on Sons of Anarchy, and like first 4 seasons, then he was killed off.
I first saw him in Any at the Gates. He was the sniper, and then I said he was in Hellboy in the early 2000s. And that I think Hellboy was by the peak of his fame because he also started doing Sons of Anarchy immediately right after, or maybe during it, the second filming. And I can't remember the second movie bomb.
It didn't do well. It wasn't. I was never a big fan of either one of them, but because I'm not a big. But he was in a really, 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 really good movie.
Okay.
Blade 2.
I forgot. See, you mentioned Blade 2. The first thing that pops in my mind is the new vampire guy whose head splits open. That's it. Everything else is is gone. Now, I think 2 introduces Hannibal and Whistler, daughter. Jessica Biel.
That was 3.
Was that 3?
The second one was where they have the blood pack where they were meant to. They've been training for 2 years to go after Blade, but then they come to Blade to because they need his help to hunt the other type of.
Oh, okay. Vampire. Like I said, dude, my mind goes to Blade 1 and then Blade 3. Blade 2 is like gone from my memory. I don't know why.
It's got that really awesome Asian karate star guy from
Ong Bak?
No, the guy from who was in the
Jet Li?
No, he was in the Star Wars movie.
Oh,
I'm the Force. The Force is with me.
You're talking about from the Ip Wong or what it's called, Ip Man.
Rogue One. He's from Rogue One, and he was also in the John Wick movies, where he played the blind.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh my gosh, that's the one that Rob doesn't like because he has a smug face. Oh no, I can't remember his name offhand. I know what you're talking about exactly though. Yeah. He was in the Ip Man series. He was the main guy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But it was him and a couple other people. And
I want to say Danny something, but I don't think that's right.
Johnny
Yen.
Yeah, Johnny Yen. But Ron Perlman comes up to Wesley Snipes and he says, "Hey, I've got a question." He gets in real close. He says, "Can you blush?" Which was a kind of a running thing throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
So not only was he an asshole in the movie, he was a racist asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Donnie Yen, every day I'll choose watching his movies over watching Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't watch Sons of Anarchy, but I know it was very popular. Everybody liked it.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode of that.
From what I recall, people talking about it was just like every week somebody dies, and the death is more bigger and gorier or more creative than the last one. It's like, who's dying off this week? Sounds like a freaking soap opera.
I started watching it right after they'd killed off. They'd already killed Ron Perlman. They killed a character named Opie.
Yeah,
who was Jax's best friend.
Yeah,
and I think I saw the last 3 seasons, and it definitely was a well done show. It really was.
A voice of Clayface animated series, possibly. Richard Mall was Two-Face, which I always thought was interesting because I didn't pinpoint it until I actually went back and watched it again. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right.
And I know Clancy Brown did a couple of voices for Batman as well.
Sure. Yeah. Clancy Brown, the guy who is under his belt was the Kurgan or the Kurgan in the Highlander, the first one.
Yes.
And that's it. And until he started doing voice acting. And
he's been in a whole bunch of stuff. He was in
most popular movie he's been in was Highlander.
Yep. But he
might have started some other ones. I didn't see him.
He's really famous for that Tom for the prison movie.
Talking about Escape Plan? Or what it is?
You
talking about with Stallone?
No, the one with Morgan Freeman in it. And
Amos and Andy?
Yeah. Amos and Andy is a prison movie. Yeah. Amos and Andy go to prison. That was it.
Harold Kumar escaped Whitewater? I don't know.
Redemption.
Clancy Brown will always be the bad guy in Highlander 1, Lex Luthor, the animated series, and then Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob. Shawshank Redemption. Is there saying one slick? He was in that?
Yes, that's what
I just never watched. I never watched Amos and Andy or Shawshank, but I thought Morgan Freeman was in one of those two. That's all I know. But yeah, Clancy Brown is another good actor.
Amos and Andy, weren't those both white guys?
I don't know. There was a remake.
Oh, okay.
There was an original one in like 1950s, I think, or early 40s. And then there was a remake in the in the 80s. The Chevy, not Chevy Chase, but I'm trying to remember what his name was.
Chevy Chase?
No, it was. That's totally different actor. But he was also Wolf in Gargoyles. That's right, he was the older gargoyle guy. Said. And most recently, he was in Resident
Evil. The alien movie with all the bugs. He played the drill instructor.
Oh yeah, Ants. Yeah. And Resident Alien is his last like voice acting role he did. He was for the Mantis, like it change stuff. He was the voice of that character.
We also have the girl from Dr. Evil's sidekick. She's coming up too.
Oh, number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers. That was it. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, if you say Clancy Brown, you're getting either Lex Luthor if it's a really big nerd, or you're getting Highlander or SpongeBob. Now, as we get older, though, you can ask them, who's Clancy Brown? They have no idea. But if you play a sound clip, then they'll recognize the voice. Yeah.
He'll always be the Kurgan to me.
No, he's a guy who volunteered to become a wolf mutant? Okay, I thought he was the older gargoyle guy. The one there. There's elder. Oh, Ed Asner was the older. That's right, Ed Asner. Ed Asner, what a awesome
Ed Asner looked like a gargoyle.
He was good at voice talent. Yeah, Ed Asner as the voice of Granny Goodness in the Superman series.
And he also hates spunk.
See, Ed Asner's the reason why I thought that Granny Goodness was trans. Because his voice, come to Granny. I'm like, is that a guy's voice I just heard? It's like when you're short on a budget, you want to pay another older woman to play the voice of character.
Yeah, but you should hire women. You got to pay them less, remember? Supposedly.
But yeah.
No.
Breen, what book are you reading this week? I know you're reading your crime novel.
Vengeance is Mine.
Vengeance is Mine. Is that part of a series, ongoing series, or is that a standalone? My Camera? Okay.
Yeah.
What number is in the series?
Number 3.
Okay.
Number 9.
Nice. Have you ever thought about reading the Michael Connelly books for Bosch?
I tried to read 2 of them. They bored me to death.
They did. Yeah, unfortunately, that happens sometimes.
There's way too procedurally for me. I tried to read the one that, remember the poster he had in his house?
Yeah.
I tried to read that one. Made it about 60 pages.
Wow. Oopsie. I would have made like 6 pages. Sounds like if it's that bad.
Well, I mean, I know other people who loved them.
Oh.
It just doesn't, they just didn't click, at least the 2 I tried.
I'm a person, I'm like, I want to look at a book that doesn't have pictures. I want pictures. That's
not something you want to admit.
You know what though? I was back in the day. I was reading the print without the photos stuff, but then I realized we don't live in the world. We don't live in the world of radio anymore. We live in with TV and photographs.
No. I've read 40 some of these books in the last couple months. I love them.
Wow.
If you want some good stuff, Joseph Wambaugh is really good. His Hollywood Homicide series.
Yeah, I've read a few of those.
Jetsam and Flotsam are my 2 favorite characters in there. I love those guys.
But so Breen, you read so many of these. Now we should do a ranking of those.
No, I shouldn't.
All right, though. So yeah, Mike Hammer is Breen's recommendation.
But what I didn't realize, because I thought he wrote a ton of Mike Hammer books.
Yeah,
he wrote 13.
Who
took a bunch of years off, and Max Allan Collins. Yeah, they became friends late in Mickey Spillane's life.
Yeah.
And he showed him all of these outlines and manuscripts for partial books. Max Allan Collins has now written more Mike Hammer books than Mickey Spillane.
Wow.
Because he's finished up, but basically written 15 of them. And
those came out when the 60s?
No, the ones Max Allan Collins.
No.
I mean, some of them have been as recent as
No, the Mickey Spillane's ones.
Early 50s.
50s
through the 60s were when he was writing.
So that character's still going strong from the early 50s. Wow.
Yeah, I watched a couple of the Darren McGavin episodes the other night. The villain in both of them was the guy that played Dr. McCoy on Star Trek.
Really?
Wow.
DeForest Kelly?
Yep.
Now, who was the guy? There's the 80s TV show of that.
Stacy Keach.
Yes, who played? I remember that. And there was this absolutely stunning brunette who played the secretary. I can't remember.
Velda.
Huh?
Velda.
Yeah, but I can't remember the actress. But
Yeah, the character name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that series back then. It was.
There was a made-for-TV movie where do you remember the show Silk Stockings?
Yes.
Rob Estes was Hammer, which didn't really make any sense.
No.
But Pamela Anderson played Velda, which didn't really make any sense because Velda in the books was a tall, statuesque woman with black hair.
Yeah.
You talking about the barbed wire movie?
That Pamela Anderson, yes.
Yeah.
She was in a Mike Hammer.
Silk Stockings, that woman in there. I think that woman would have played a good Velda.
She wasn't big enough. Mitzi Capture was a small woman. Velda is supposed to be, like I said, as tall as Hammer and basically as big, but just, described as a big, beautiful woman, but not fat or anything like that. Just, large in stature. Just,
So it's sort of like what is her name? The woman who played in
Yep. Lindsay Bloom was Velda. Thank you, Marania. Jackson, I got Dax Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze, Repel, Turok Dinosaur Hunter through Dynamite, and they got Dr. Seuss graphic novel sampler. Crazy. They're still making Dr. Seuss books.
I didn't know that.
New one?
New ones. At least ones I've never seen. I don't know who's writing it. Then he said he also picked up Fantasy 4 245, Alien Legion number 16. Never heard of Alien Legion. Thundercats.
Oh, Alien Legion. That was back. Was that Valiant, Breen?
What's that?
Was Alien Legion? That was Valiant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Epic.
Cheeseburger says for some reason my comments are not going through. I don't know.
And speaking of the Grinch, what is the connection between the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, and heavy metal rock and roll? Do you know?
No, I'm too busy reading the comments right now, trying to get up there. Because Cheeseburger said his comments aren't going through.
The girl from that movie.
Oh, Taylor Momsen. Yes. Yeah.
She's the lead singer for Pretty Reckless.
Pretty Reckless. Yeah. We talked about this last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. My memory is going to hell. As am I, but
You remember it's going to hell? I thought you brought it with it. You brought us there every week. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm bringing you down there with me. If I'm going, the rest of you fuckers are coming with me.
Yeah, the only thing I got from you earlier was saying hello, Cheeseburger Comics. That was about an hour ago. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could be internet. Or, if you're typing the word gay, I do have that blocked because not because I'm offended by the word gay. I find it annoying.
Well, that's gay.
Yeah. It's like when people start saying like, "Oh yeah, that's gay. That's gay shit." I'm like, that gets annoying on my nerves because it's just like childhood insults. But anyway, yeah, that's the only word I have blocked. Other than actual slurs, really offensive slurs we can't say in here. So if you're trying to type the N word, that's why.
Nincompoop.
Yeah. I didn't think you were. So I've been on where I'm mobile sometimes, where like I type something and then I think it sends, but then I find out it didn't show up to anybody else. So, or sometimes it says fail to send, retry. So I don't know. It could be the app if you're on a PC. It could be anything. YouTube is run by an algorithm, by robots, AI. So I don't know. But I typically don't really censor anything really like, like I'm not gonna put in like, oh, you can't say the word shit, fuck, ass and all damn and stuff. I don't block that shit. So, I normally block CG. I don't like Comicsgate. That's one of the words I do have blocked actually.
And also, I figure if you're gonna insult someone, let's say you want to use the word gay or something like that, you're gonna that's intellectual laziness. If you want to insult somebody or you come up with something good,
yeah,
so you're actually slamming them, know.
Yeah, I blocked Comicsgate and all that stuff because I didn't want anybody bringing in all that drama. I don't care about that, one way or another. And to me, it just adds drama to the chat. If we're not, and I don't give you guys talk about football, but I'm just not a fan of people praising or bashing Comicsgate. To me, it's a mute point. So talk about actual things that matter, like comic books and pizza. And why we don't have pineapple on pizza anymore because that's evil. Hey, what's up, Trusty? Yeah. No, that's EVS and your boy Zach. Marania, I don't care. EVS, your boy Zach, real CG. It's boring to me. There are plenty other chats you can go to and talk about that. There's still people who would make videos on that stuff. I don't care. I'd rather just talk about and show up comic books and that's it. Have a good time.
Would you rather talk about Heaven's Gate than Comicsgate?
Is that the one with the Kool-Aid?
No, that was the asteroids.
Okay, I'm trying to think. There was one in the 90s where they had the Kool-Aid passed around.
No, that wasn't.
No, that was. Oh God, who was it? That was Jonestown.
Yeah, that was in the 70s, wasn't it?
How about Gates Brown, former Detroit Tigers outfielder?
Yeah.
Do you know why he was called Gates?
Because no one could stop him?
No, he'd been in prison.
Oh. Pineapple pizza is so wrong. Yes. Pineapple on a fruit dessert pizza is good. Hawaiian pizza, never had it. My husband likes it. I just hate the smell of pineapple, too.
The pineapple on pizza is wrong. Do you know who John Caparulo is?
I know, but you're going to tell me?
He's an artist.
Was he drawing?
Wit, and he was a cartoon comic. Wait, no, hold on. That's not.
Real quickly, I'll just say this. When I first learned about Comicsgate was like 2019. I wasn't part of anything and stuff. I did see thought it was kind of cool that people were actually promoting like independent stuff, but then it quickly, as I got more involved with the YouTube committee, it is just saying how it just became in drama fighting, and I just like, I'm done. I'll go back to reading back issue comic books and stuff.
How about Andrew Thomas, the artist Andrew Thomas?
Andrew Thomas? Never heard of him. I heard of Frank Thomas. Now fried spam. Here, I've had spam turkey, never the ham version. And I do recommend people do never eat that stuff. If you're starving, the dog food might actually, it looks more appetizing. What else we got here in the comments here, son? Yeah, but yeah, I try to avoid the YouTube drama stuff unless I fabricate it myself. Like somebody else, hey, if somebody wants to like go back and forth, we can have arguments, we can create video stuff, make money. Sure, let's do that. But just not a fan of that. Now, if you're pro CG, that's cool. If you're anti CG, that's cool. I don't care one way or another. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of block the word, because I just don't want it being a big fight in the chat because somebody says something that and like, how dare you insult EVS or how dare you support EVS or whatever. I don't care. You do what you want to do. That's it.
So the chat is a ZFG zone.
It is a safe zone.
No, I didn't say safe. I said ZFG.
It's a safe space because I made it safe.
How about Gates of Agony?
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
What's that?
Are they in wrestling anymore?
Yeah, they were on a couple weeks ago with Ricochet.
Oh, I'm thinking of. Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. The other one, the one that was on WWE for a while.
Oh, you're thinking of Authors of Pain.
The Authors of Pain. Did they go to
look like them, but
yeah.
Hey, you know what's coming up on Saturday though, right?
On Saturday we are having. Saturday is going to be the next part of the Disney Afternoons. I'm reading with the Don Rosa.
Sure. I mean, other than that though, something less important than what you guys are doing.
Well,
exactly. That's
exactly
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what? We can't hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
Either.
You can see me, but you just can't hear me.
No.
I think someone is going to lose their last match.
Oh, you're talking about Cena? Yeah.
He's gonna put over some people think that it should have been someone who's not as established as but
well, honestly, Cena's won about 3 matches in the last 8 years, so
yeah.
I don't know if he's elevating anybody just by losing to him now, but this way they can say Gunther retired Goldberg and Cena.
Yes.
So that's why it makes sense in that respect.
Yes.
Somebody else.
I'd like to see him make Cena submit because he has never done that before.
Yeah, he has. Someone pointed out the 3 times he has before.
Yeah.
Really?
Angle did it to him twice, I think, and actually he's tapped out 4 times.
Wow.
I think Benoit did it to him.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, who would honestly, I'd love to see Edge versus Cena one last time.
That's not gonna happen.
That never will happen though.
Yeah.
Outside now, if Cena parts with WWE and does an independent match, but I don't see him ever doing that because of the fact that he gets paid money.
You know who's back in the WWE now?
No, I don't watch WWE.
If I understand, Moxley's back.
No, he's not. He's in AW. He's been wrestling every week.
Watch out for that AI.
Yep.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I thought this mystery guy from the other day was revealed to be Moxley.
No, you're talking about the war games where the match was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody says Chris Jericho. I'm like, if it is Chris Jericho, it's a guy filling in and pretending to be Chris Jericho because Jericho is way bigger than that guy is.
I said, I posted. No, we'd still be waiting for Jericho to climb the cage.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it was Austin Theory.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people are saying.
So
because he's not, he's got the physique and definitely the athleticism to get up and down that quick. But he's not, he's not a giant. I mean, but
they've been struggling with him lately too. So
well, McMahon loved him. Levesque doesn't.
Yep.
It's pretty much that simple.
Yeah.
McMahon loved him because his name was Austin.
Honestly, I don't know what it was. Because, yes, he was muscular, so he fit Vince's homoerotic fantasies, but he's not a huge big man.
No.
Because that's what Vince really went for all those years.
I still can't believe it, though. People who watch Blood and Guts and then watch War Games 2 weeks later, and they're like the girls, and like there was like complete night and day and all. And it was like the girls are like, oh, yeah, we're so tough. I'm like, did you watch Blood and Guts? And like, yeah. Now, because I understand they're trying to do a different product to cater to different people, but it's like, yeah, it's.
I think the women's was closer to being equal in terms of entertainment than the men's.
Yeah.
The men's was dreadful.
No.
Let's have it. Let's have a yeet off in the middle of this.
I saw that clip of that, and just he's like in the middle. It's like, I gotta get a chance to do it, so we're gonna go up there. Yeet, yeet. So I'm like, could somebody just power slam this guy? But no, I've been liking AEW. They're doing their Intercontinental title match and stuff, tournament stuff, and
I know, classic.
they're kind of classic, yes. And I like watching Okada. Yes, it is. Yeah, Okada's just fun to watch. And his match last week against Pac, and then this week he went against another person who I forgot was it.
This week he beat. Oh crap! Who did he beat?
And he almost lost again, or almost lost. It was it was Jack Perry.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like it. Now, some people complain, well, they don't sell it like they used to do back in the day, WF or before WF, where they used to sell moves when they get hurt. They just get up and counter it. And so a lot of people don't like the flippy floppy thing and all that stuff. I'm just like, because it's gymnastics. It's like, well, it was fake back then, and it's still fake. It's just that it does now. It's more athletic.
Look, it's the same people that have been shitting on Jericho for 6 years are going to stroke him the minute he comes back.
Shawn Michaels.
Penta was an acrobat until he got to WWE.
So I'm going to say a lot of this started with Shawn Michaels, not the flip-flops, though, but Shawn Michaels, the way he used to sell things and then get up and then somehow manage to super kick you in the face. I think it was Shawn Michaels versus, it might have been Shawn Michaels versus Cena. Can't remember what it was.
It's like I said, I know that, AEW fans aren't perfect, but a lot of what they do is you get attacked just for existing.
Exactly.
Exist.
Yeah, if you like, I said, same with comic books, whatever. You like something, enjoy it.
And you're about to see that with white people.
What's that?
White people.
Oh.
Because I said, we're getting tired of being told we suck for simply existing.
I've personally never had anybody tell me that before. I think that's all psyop, okay, guys? I've never witnessed it myself.
Sure.
These videos are fabricated online. I've never experienced it in real life.
Hey, Vienna sausages are kind of good. Trust
of course, you talk about food as the first thing. He's like,
I'm just responding to somebody in the chat.
He's like, ooh, they're talking about food. What are they doing?
I haven't had dinner yet, man.
I know. We're gonna wrap it up probably here, though. As soon as we go into talking about sports and wrestling, it's like
hey, I don't mind talking about that stuff at all, but I had to basically drive right home. Stop my car up in 1 degree weather and drive home without being able to stop and get something to eat.
My question is how we still have we keep going up to 10 people watching, and we're talking about wrestling. So either the people who are turning in are like, wow, we like wrestling talk, we want more of it, or they have their volume down and they're just supporting us. They have no idea.
When we get done talking about comics, we start freestyling,
right?
And you never know what's going to come up. So maybe it's that.
Speaking of things that you never know what's going to happen next. We don't know when Zach's coming back.
I was going to ask him.
He responded to me tonight.
He did?
The Bible study turned into, and then I didn't. It was,
I'm
not going to say TLDR. I just DR.
Yeah. I don't like I said, I haven't heard back from him. He kind of either didn't see my text or ignored it. I'm used to that. So, one or the other. So, like I said, I do miss having Zach in here, and I'm sure everybody here else miss seeing Zach around. Zach used to be really a part of this channel. He'd be a part of the readings, and then he got mad because we kept accusing him of stealing hubcaps and defacing skyscrapers, and just he wasn't a fan of that. And now he's got a woman in his life, and he's been working.
See, that just kind of sucks the nerd out of people, as
having a woman in your life.
A woman.
I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that it was. I just said it usually
Who's Zach? Exactly. Zach is usually on, joins us with the best of the week in top fives. He was doing that last year, and then he recently got engaged. And so always this time of the year, he's always busy.
Tell you what, if I get a hot chick, I'm dumping you motherfuckers like a hot sandwich. I'm kidding.
All right, who wants to date Geakeasy so we can get off the
I
channel?
got a GoFundMe for a hot chick.
Woohoo!
He'll even take semi-decent hot, okay?
As long as they're above a 4.5, I'll take them.
If you cook and clean and don't mind cigarettes and farts, please help post the needy.
Damn, someone posted a picture of Angelina Jolie from 1976. She was a baby, obviously.
Yeah.
With her mom.
Yeah, her mom's hot.
Sheesh.
I know. I never said that. I see John Voight. I never understood. Like, he's not a very strikingly handsome guy, but landed a good woman. Her mom died young, right? Or the divorce?
Who?
Angelina's mom.
I don't know if she died young. I don't know. She might still be alive for all I know.
I've never mentioned really.
No, the one famous actress whose mother died young is the chick from SVU.
Oh, Herringway or
Mariska Hargitay. Her mother died young.
What you just said, exactly. I know what you're talking about. I just can't pronounce that name. Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out that she was an immortal from the Highlander universe.
Yeah. Her mother was a famous actress, Golden Age, and then she died in a car accident. Right? Yeah, she survived. Zach has been missing in action ever since his wedding plan started. Go to Vietnam, get a wife, Geakeasy. He probably could, man. I mean, as long if you American dollars here save up, see you have like 30 grand here. You're set for life in over in Thailand.
I've never been to Vietnam, but I have been to Thailand, and that was a beautiful country.
Yeah, and your chances of getting a woman there is probably slimmer than here because they're all dudes.
Yeah, I was going to say a real woman.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers.
PI, the real.
Don't ask, don't tell, don't show.
Okay, somebody posted something, and there's no doubt it's AI, but these two guys in a speedboat in a flood, and they use the roof of a house as a ramp.
Yeah, right.
No, she died. Oh,
it sounds like Thunder in Paradise. We use that ramp over this house. Like, okay. Well,
God, AI is getting scary good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell anymore this real or not with those cats with the grenade launchers, with the guns. I mean, probably
it takes a long time to train a cat to use a grenade launcher, man.
You know, but hey, good night, Once Like Dude. Thanks for showing up, and hope to see you next time around Chicken Live. It's great. Marceline Bertrand, Angeline's mom, died in 2007. Void is still alive and kicking. Yeah, because I honestly, I don't. Then again, I never really paid attention to the celebrities at all. You know who they're married to, whatever. But I don't know if she was a celebrity or just a random person.
She did some acting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet she did. Oh, John.
No, I said she was in Iron. Her first acting gig was in an Ironside episode in '71, and then did several other things. Well, dumbasses, if you hadn't gone for 2 the last touchdown you scored, you could tie the game with an extra point. Now that 2 point, or you could have gone ahead. Now all you can do is tie.
You yelling at that is now it just verifies that Landman, when he yells at the radio, that's real. It's real.
You've never yelled at the TV?
I've never yelled at a TV before.
You've got to be kidding me.
Well, if you're yelling at the TV.
My brother and my dad would clap and yell at sports.
You're not a sports guy, so yeah, that makes sense.
I was yelling at the TV for 3 hours on Sunday.
Why? Sunday was good for you. They were in control of that game the whole time.
I think my neighbors learned a couple of new swear words.
He was watching the Food Network and it went off air.
How would you like to be, Lamar Jackson? You lay an egg. Well, it's great to be Lamar Jackson. Because he's the most protected athlete on planet Earth by the media, but you lose at home to the Steelers, and this week you have to go to Cincinnati, where it's going to be like 10 degrees at game time. Yeah, we're having a 1-day cold snap, and it just happens to be Sunday when the Bengals are in town.
Yeah, we right now it's 5 degrees, which is warmed up since what it was this morning.
Dude, I hear you, man. It's 18 here.
We're supposed to have lows of 2 and 3 on back-to-back nights, and next Thursday, 50 degrees.
Tomorrow is 24 with a low of 0, 8 on Saturday with a low of -4.
Yeah, we're supposed to be from
Sunday.
To be 5 0 to 5 below tonight, something like that.
Yeah. So me, starting Friday night, going through Sunday, and then by Monday we'll go up to a low of 12. It starts getting a little warmer. But yeah, it's just, dude. Next Wednesday they're calling a high of 40. I am putting on my shorts and I'm going to comic shorts.
It's. I said, I will probably be stuck here for 2 days, because even though I live on a flat street, it's a side street, and when they plow, they wall me in.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know the pain on that, don't you?
I'm too old to do anything about it now. I can't dig my way out of those. Walls of snow and ice.
They don't have the courtesy to lower that thing at the end of the. They have that little thing at the end of their grader, but they don't lower it for driveways.
Well, what they need to do, and they won't, is to come back around and and get the shit that they do that with, because those guys with those plows, they're like surgeons. They can get within 2 inches of a car and not come close. Not worry about hitting them. But they.
And it's also the end of the driveways that pisses me off when they do that too.
We don't have driveways. We don't have garages. I mean, it's a detached garage that in a gravel alley. So this kind of snow, you couldn't get up the alley anyway. But the other side of the street is a lot easier to get in and out of. Hell, I had to park on the other side of the street, but
so happy I don't have the shelf anymore. Are you in an apartment building or are you in a wheelchair? Because Cheeseburger Comics saying that. So I'm like, the only time you get out of shoveling is when you can't walk.
I'm in an apartment, so our guy comes and they plow it, and we don't have they clear out the front of it and stuff. But I am on a side street, and once you get out of the side street, man, it takes them a couple days to get to our street. So it's just like,
Jackson, thank you for telling me exactly what we need to talk about to get rid of you.
So that's basically how you start off the stream now?
Well, no.
When the first time he posts a comment, activate the weather.
Yeah, did you see the weather out there? Yeah, it was kind of cold out there, yeah. Yep, yeah, a lot of snow and a lot of wind. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit.
Sam, who's the old people, Jackson? I don't know any old people.
Well, see, it's not an old people stream until Breen's on camera shaking his fist in the air.
Okay.
But thank you for showing up, Jackson. It's always great to see you leave.
It's like that song from Godsmack, I Like You Better When You Go Away.
All right. And Cheeseburger's in a compartment. Yeah.
I sent that to Sports Ball. The
What's
guy
that?
using the speedboat.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, dude, like I said, I don't like shoveling. Right now I have to try to find some salt that's cement friendly, because I have my patio is blocks are it's just we had a sleeting the other couple days ago and it just melted, and I had this ice rink on my front door, so I have to go in through my garage now. and that's still kind of it because that like the apron also has some ice, and I'm just trying to find organic salt that won't destroy concrete.
Where are you at, Maranya?
No, Mariah's in Florida, so if she talks about the weather, I just
okay.
tune her out. I
That
don't care
explains
anymore. She's taking all, yeah. She's like, yeah, I don't know what the temperature was. I don't pay attention anymore because I'm in Florida. I don't have to worry about that.
Salty wounds.
That's exactly that's how when she said that, it's exactly how I picture it. It's like, gee, I wonder if I should put on a coat. It's a little chilly out there. It's 75 degrees outside. Yeah, but I'm used to 90. Yeah. Jacksonville, Florida. No. Well, you don't have to tell us where you live. We just know you're in Florida now. All right. All right. Just look for the lady who has the Victorian outfit on, and she has the little stuffed cat. She walks around with it. That's Marani.
Used to do the blah ha ha ha. Wasn't she stroking the cat?
Yes. When also phrasing, but yeah, I should have stayed in Florida. It's Cheeseburger Comics. The problem with Florida, though, it's expensive. The price keeps going up. So
okay.
No thanks.
I'd rather it's expensive. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying it's the price of living there is going up significantly if you're one person. Now you've steadily do some good job, you can afford there, but you don't want to end up where it's like, I guess what I'm saying is that you end up like Pixel, and you're stuck at Publix all week long, 40 plus hours just to pay for your apartment.
$3.89 a gallon for gas. Okay.
It was $2.30 tonight when I got gas. For the
$3.89 for gas up here, and we make gas up here.
How much is yours?
$3.89 for 87.
Wow.
Yeah, mine's $2.30 through $2.34 for the price of gas right now. It's dropped down. It was $2.59 last week, so it keeps dropping in price.
So it's $3.80. It's $3.89. The Chevron. Some of the other places are 30 or 40 cents cheaper, but still, I mean, we're still average is about mid threes.
Yeah.
So,
She's just doxing Vix. Yeah, if you want to find that little piece of shit felt, he's near Orlando. Go over there. I lived in my car by choice. That's not
if
fun.
you want to find Pixel, you go down to this street right here. You hang your left, third house on the right, second store.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, it's like it's getting harder and harder. Like some of these cities or states to live in there in like the apartments, especially in apartments. Every year the price goes up, and the quality of the apartment stays the same.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like I said, if you can't get married, find someone who'll live with you, so you at least you can share the expenses of the place. Just make sure it's someone you're not going to kill, or vice versa. But.
Or at least until after time there are security checks over you, then you can do it.
Yeah. All right, though, but I think we kind of like killed this stream to death by talking about things. Especially after I think we reached our peak at the weather talk.
Once we start talking about murdering people for their social security checks, it's time to go.
You know what? You do what you need to do. I'm just gonna say right now, there's no money in social security, so if you're doing that. Yeah. That's like a guy walking in the gas station and taking the box of ramen noodles and leaving instead of going for the cash register that's wide open.
Oh, I've been robbed at a gas station a couple times before.
I had a guy. Oh, speaking of which, I thought I was gonna get robbed tonight. I was putting a load of my groceries in our stuff I got from the general store, my car, and this guy's coming around my vehicle. He's on the phone. I'm thinking like it's an older guy, so it's like I'm like, first two things about my head. First, this guy is either gonna like trying to ask me for money, or can you give me a ride somewhere or whatever. I'm like, get away from me, old man. And then I think I was like, well, maybe he's gonna like try and like rob me because he's a druggie. I'm like, and it turned out the guy was just like he was an older gentleman. It's a dark parking lot, and he thought that my car was his vehicle. Because we all have now, because the vehicles all look the same now, pretty much. different colors, but there's a lot of red cars, a lot of blue cars. They're all crossovers. Because you see my car, and I popped the hatch open and started looking. He's like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, "Get away from my car, bro." That's my thing. Is like, I'm not even worried about getting mugged. I'm more worried about people trying to ask me for money.
I have no money.
Because that's the thing. I don't carry cash with me for that reason. It's like, see, empty wallet, nothing here. No, yeah. So, because I've had people that I had a guy on he was on a bicycle, comes at me, "Hey, can I borrow some money for gas?" I'm like, "You're on a fucking bicycle." Yeah. Unless he happened to have his bike and is always on the back of his car and his car running gas, and he uses his bike now for transport to get gas. They didn't even have a gas can. So, I don't know. People are just weird. But, all right. Sorry, buddy. I spent my money in comics. Pretty much. But then again, like, I'm afraid that, like, they'll try to steal my comic books. Because people are like, "Oh, it's a Marvel DC. These are worth money. You can look at the movies." They'll think, like, my books are worth more than they are, and they'll just grab my books. And I'm just... Anyway. We've been rambling for well, now we're at 2 hours. We're at what? Breen, welcome to hour 3.
Nice.
Yeah, right? We haven't gone this long since we did that Disney reading. But anyway, though, speaking of readings, we'll have a reading tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Professor Pixel is back. I decided where we will do another Avengers book. This won't be the Roger Stern 1.5, mainly because it has Dr. Doom in it. So we'll have Doom and Schmerz with Pixel being back, and so look forward to Pixel being joining us for the readings this weekend. He's finally back from Tennessee. He did whatever he needed to do in that country, that state in there, got it all out of the system. You know, got laid finally. Now he's ready to hang out with us again. So I just wish that he would stop going to get laid with his family being there too.
Well, they gotta watch the grade and see how.
Isn't his girlfriend in the Philippines?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, she is. I don't know. Who goes to Tennessee for vacation? Like, who would, if you live in Florida, why would you travel north? Like, I want to go where it's cold. That's just weird to me. Like, Florida, like living up here, like, you know what? I'm gonna go down to Florida for a week or two because it's nice on vacation now that it's warm. Because it's freezing up here. Being in Florida, it's like, you know what? I really want to go see snow. Let's go to Antarctica or Canada or somewhere where it's just like, and like, no one. I guess your ski trip, maybe if you're going to Vermont, you know, or something like that. I don't know. It's just, you got to be nuts to think you're like, I want to go and freeze my ass off. But I don't know. Yeah. But that's it, though. We're gonna wrap her up here. So you can find Geakeasy at Geakeasy, all one word. Or is it at Geakeasy or at the Geakeasy on YouTube?
I
think it's
easy. I think.
Okay.
Because it's like the bar, you know.
Okay. Okay. Your URL is at the Geakeasy.
Yes.
Who the hell have I been tagging in this?
You've been getting
on YouTube.
No, I've gotten some people. I know I've gotten some people from here on my.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it is. I don't know, but you can find them there.
Yeah.
And then you can find Eric Breen in his house on our channel, and I love comics. So, yep. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night. Jeff will go back to his cave until we call for him next Thursday.
I'm just I just put on some long pants so I could run out and get some food after we're done here, and then come back, and
it's
I don't have to work until Saturday.
It's great being like a visiting angel, spending time with a senior citizen, bringing him out of his house to have him something to do once a week. You know.
You do realize
I need to tell them young whippersnappers how they like their comics and movies.
I am 17 months away from being a mathematical senior citizen.
I know.
So, fuck you.
You know, hey, tell you what, I've been going to the movies lately. Sometimes people saying, "Are you?" A couple people have actually rung me up as a senior citizens thing. And I was like, "Take that shit off." And then I just stopped doing it because it's cheaper money, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, when you're like 55, you're able to like get your senior discounts.
No,
right?
I'm 56. I'll be 57 in 2 months, but they're saying like 65. I'm like, no, I'm not that old yet. If it's 55, then yes, I'll take it. But no.
Hey, it's great.
Yeah, totally unrelated. Have you been following the Michigan coach story?
I just heard that he got fired for banging somebody.
Then he went to her house and threatened to kill her and himself. He's in jail.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the craziest. It might be the craziest sports story I've ever heard.
Okay, that's a little bit more than banging somebody.
Yeah. And he got her pregnant. They aborted the baby. He's married, 3 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, it's there's just no way to spin this. This is not a good look.
No, it's not. So yeah.
Oh, I was that's what I was looking up. I was looking at older movies. I was just gonna schedule because we're for this Sunday, Breen, you're still gonna join us over at Extreme Movie Show at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna talk about Christmas in Connecticut. And I was going through different movie stuff, and I came across Cary Grant, and I'm Cary Grant's ex-wife, and who was at the time was like 30 years younger than him.
Diane Carr.
Yeah. I was like, dang, you're 28, he's 61. I'm thinking like, I guess age is not it's just a number. But I'm like,
well, no, it was either that he was hung like a horse or he's got a bunch of money or both.
Wasn't Cary Grant the one that was rumored was gay? I know Rock Hudson was. But
Rock Hudson was gay.
Yeah.
Cary Grant was
fruitcake.
Well, there's also the fact that he was Cary Grant.
Okay, that might have
one of the all-time greatest heartthrobs. So
I just don't know what, like I said, like honestly, it's like me trying to date a woman who's 30 years older than I am. I can't do it.
People Breen's age, then.
I mean, now I'd dress up. It wouldn't now because she's 70. I mean, but still, it's like but yeah, me being like in my 20s, going with someone in their 50s, I could see then maybe. I don't know. It's weird. It's just, what do you talk about? That's just weird to me. I don't know. Anyway, though, I just so that'll be on Sunday. We'll do that.
Holy shit!
Exactly. And
wow, they converted a 4th and 14.
Wow. Who?
I am interested. So I am interested to talk about.
Bay just stopped moving the ball, and Cousins has been throwing the ball up and down the field.
But I said I am excited to talk about that movie, Christmas in Connecticut. Specifically because the main actress, I don't think she's that pretty. So I'm looking forward to see how much I actually do like the movie, or if I just think it's okay. It could be where I'm just in mid, but I don't know. That is available through Amazon Prime. The movie is. It is not on Tubi though. So
I think Barbara Stanwyck was very pretty at the time. She ended up aging into quite the matronly woman when she did she was in the Big Valley.
Yeah, she was in was it Double Indemnity?
Double Indemnity.
Before that, and another one she did too.
Well, she made 2 Christmas movies. She made a movie called Remember the Night with Fred McMurray.
That's the one I want to read.
She did Double Indemnity with also.
Yeah, I want to redo. That was the other what was recommended me when I was looking up. So.
It's not worth reviewing. It's good, but it's not.
It's not to watch.
Out of everything, out of all the Christmas movies I watch, that's my least favorite. It's just kind of tradition, and it has its moments, but it's you don't have to go far to find a better one.
But I'll say this though, so far, if they're for any Christmas movies, I do like The Thin Man.
The Thin Man's a good movie. It's very little to do with Christmas. I just lump it in there because
I know, but I'm saying I watched that movie and I'm just like I had to watch it through Daily Motion because I could not find a legit actual like copy.
But Christmas in Connecticut is 100% a Christmas movie because it all leads up to that.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact it's 1945, so it's taking place during the war, or just before the war ends.
Yeah.
So, all right though, but The Ref is a good Christmas comedy movie. Yes. Speaking of which, Breen just watched that last week.
Yeah. I've watched 2 Christmas movies where the cast is predominantly still alive.
Right.
Of the 2. I'll take Trading Places, but The Ref was fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, but
we got to stay on the air for 20 more seconds.
Why?
A minute and 21. See if Aaron's going to be, pretending to care about the Tampa Bay Bucks because they're about to lose on a last-second field goal.
No, he's probably passed out. He'll wake up tomorrow and be like, "Oh yeah. What's what happened to the Bucks?" And just like yeah. I don't know, but alrighty though. We've been going for 2 hours and 21 minutes. But all right, at this point, we're gonna have to get the Coco update soon.
I'm pretty sure she's upstairs doing whatever it is she does.
We're gonna have you join with the camera, so your phone, so you can just follow through you, and as you go look for the cat.
The sleep cam.
It's right.
That's what I.
They're all. It was in Tampa Bay too. God, Atlanta did everything to lose that game, and Tampa Bay just wouldn't let them. They said, "Get off me, first place."
Wow, all right. On that note, go Atlanta. All right. Have a night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.
Good night, kids.